Welcome to day 3 of the Offa's Dyke Path. So this is our setup that we slept here, Hendry farmhouse last night. Really nice spot. It's absolutely huge. They've got little houses, bed and breakfasts, plenty of space for camping. And they gave us this little spot in between two ponds. There's a pond over here, just down here. And there's another one just on the other side, as you can see. Even got our own barbecue station. So, feeling a little bit stiff this morning. We've had our breakfast in bed. Just trying to organise the tent a little bit. Thought I'd quickly show you my tent setup, my sleeping gear, while I've still got it out. So at the moment I'm using this down sleeping bag by Hike and Bike. I find it to be really warm actually, and it's quite lightweight, packs up small, so it ticks all the boxes. But it's quite hot in this tent. This is a Hilleberg tent, and they're built for tough, extreme weather, so extreme temperatures and things. So it does get hot in the tent, really hot, a little bit too hot actually. So I'm wondering whether to swap it out on Sunday with my synthetic sleeping bag. I'm on a Thermarest mat, sleep pad. Which one is this? I'm not sure exactly of the model number, but it's quite an old one. I'm borrowing it off Paul. For my pillow, I've got, actually it's just a little U-shaped pillow for buses, and I put my snood over it. I use my snood as my pillowcase, and it keeps it all together. It's a little memory foam thing. It's a bit of a luxury item really. It's very soft and nice. So I just squash it all together and then put it in my buff, and that's my pillow arrangement. And yeah, so that's my sleeping kit. Still blister free, but I'm putting this KT tape on the sides of my toes because they were getting a bit sensitive yesterday, and also on my little toe here. So hopefully just by putting this tape on, that's going to help them, and I can continue on blister free. So welcome to day 3 of the Offa's Dyke Path. So we've been walking for about 40 minutes and we've already managed to get lost 3 times. Thank God for the little handheld Garmin, which has got a purple line on it showing us that we're off track. Just trying to really get practice at using this paper map though, but I'm realising that it does take a little bit of a practice at reading the landscape, especially like the hills. You really have to have quite keen eyesight to look at all the detail that's in the map. But we're back on trail now, just coming up to this fence, or gate should I say. Nice views. Had a bit of rain this morning, and thanks. But it seems to have stopped now. I did some laundry, so I've got everything kind of pegged onto my pack. I'm wondering whether it's actually going to dry, but of course I've got the waterproof cover on my pack because of the rain, so I'm going to have to take it off, and hopefully things are going to get dry before tomorrow. Had a bit of a panic at the campsite because I lost one of my socks. Didn't realise that I dropped it on the floor in the dust near the toilet block. So it took me a long time searching through every single item in my rucksack and all around the sink area before I actually searched the track and found it. Thank goodness. Socks are important when you're walking, and clean socks even more important, I think. So, wow, look at this view. It's just amazing. Passing through a lot of fields today. It's more farmland, less wooded areas. So we've just come up the side of this tree line here, and we're going to pass through quite a few more fields by the looks of it. It's going to be 12 miles or so today to the campsite, which is apparently apparently down a hill at the end if we've read the map right, so no last minute uphill slog like for the last 2 days we've had. And it's good that we have a bit more open sky. The solar panel that you can see on Paul's pack there, it doesn't really work in woodlands, we've realised, so hopefully we'll get a good battery charge for our phones and things today. We've also seen that there's a pub on the route that possibly might be well positioned for lunch, so we'll have a stab at the pub thing again today because we failed miserably yesterday. The pub was closed for lunch. It'd be nice if we could just use a wall socket, use Wi-Fi, those kind of things. My main problem's uploading my videos because I can't use my mobile data all the time. Thanks. Starting to get these lovely views of the rolling hills. Some distant ones, a bit hazy in the distance. That looks like a big mountain back there. Just been following that tree line. You can see sticking out of the trees the spire of the church. We're just cutting through farmland through these little gates at the bottom. Both started feeling really hungry, so we stopped and Paul suggested that we actually cook some food on the Trangia. So I've got one of the tent meals here. This is the almond jalfrezi. It's really quite delicious, gotta say. It's about 11:30 or so. We've got this amazing view to look at. So we're sitting by a tree at the top of a hill. Just show you this view. It's rolling hills and cows. Gorgeous meadows. Making good progress. We've done about 3.5 miles. It's not as good as it could have been, I guess, but it's all right. So we've probably got about another 9 or 10 miles to go today. Hopefully still on track for getting to a pub for second lunch, a bit like hobbits now. And then the campsite that we're going to stay in tonight is a bit of a wild one. I don't think there's showers, there's just a field and a sink and a loo, and that's it. So that will be an experience. Should be interesting to try and find a place as well, because it's not actually on the route like the other ones have been. Just come across this orchard. There's a sign saying that they grow apples for cider. So we've got to walk through this really pretty organised orchard. Kind of interesting. So we made it to White Castle, which is this amazing castle. We're just sitting inside like the main area right now. We're just starting to realise what newbies we are to this hiking business. We've been hiking along with another guy that is doing Land Centre John O'Groats. Seems like a very friendly chap. So we're just walking with him and another guy that's doing the Offa Dyke. I don't have either of their names, unfortunately. And they're talking about going to Pandy tonight. Well, our plan was to go past Pandy, which I was thinking maybe a mile or two past to go to the campsite. Apparently there's a very nice campsite with a pub there, so pub meal sounds quite attractive now. Except that we're looking at, my idea was I thought it was going to be like 12 miles today, perhaps something like that, but then looking in the guidebook and talking to these other hikers, they're saying it's probably going to be another 8 or 9 miles for us. And Paul's already run out of water. I'm using a different strategy today for my water because I've got a new camel pack in here, and I decided today to test it out. So I thought I put 2 litres in it. It's a 3 litre camel pack. But the problem with those, I mean, it's great, it's really handy, but you have no idea how much water you've got left. So we've got limited water between us. We don't know how much really. And apparently we've got to walk another 8 or 9 miles. And we're both quite tired already. We're eating and eating and eating. We've both got like enormous appetites today. Paul's downing a flapjack as we speak. I've just had some crackers which took all the moisture out of my mouth. I'm slightly regretting that because now I need to drink lots of water to get it down. So we'll see what happens. It's nice and sunny. Dehydrating us a bit more though. I'll keep you posted. It's a little bit like rain up there. So here we are 5 minutes later, and Paul, being the resourceful guy that he is, has already managed to top up 2 water bottles by just knocking on the door of the house that's literally next to the castle. Look, we're still next to the castle, walking by it. So we're all right for water now, thank goodness. Now we can move on and just see how far we're going to get. Who knows where we're going to stay tonight? We seem to have many options. There's other hikers offered us lifts in their cars to go to the campsite, and there's pubs and all sorts of really cool, nice sounding things up ahead. But well, what's the time now? It's 3:20. We're going to see just how far we get because we want to keep it fun and not actually wreck our feet and legs completely, because tomorrow is probably going to be quite a long day as well. So let you know a bit later what actually happens there when we decide. Alright, so had a bit of a powwow. Some of the decisions we've got involve stopping in the next village. There's a pub called the Half Moon there. I think they do like a bed and breakfast as well. So that's an option that we've got. Press on to Pandy, which is about 6 miles. We've already done 10 or 11 miles, so that sounds like quite a lot. We wrote off pushing on to do the campsite that I wanted to do because we realised actually to get to it, yes, it's a downhill at the end, but to get to the downhill, first you have to do this really, really, really challenging uphill, of course. So, I don't know, I feel like we've already, sorry about the wind, haven't got a protective thing for the mic yet. I feel like our bodies have already done about what we can handle. So we're still feeling strong, but 6 miles to me sounds like quite a lot with a pack going uphill. You know. So we're going to just see how we feel, I think. So I just want to mention thank you to Abby Barnes. I'm wearing one of her t-shirts. If you haven't seen her YouTube, channel. It's very worthwhile checking out. It's got a lot of useful things and nice videos, nice films on there of hikes in the UK and in other places. So thank you, Abby. Nice t-shirt. It's working very well today. It's the first day I've actually worn it out on a long distance hike. So I think I've got to go because I'm a bit out of breath. Catch up with you later. Look at these cows, they're so cute in the view. Alright, so we've been climbing up this hill. Can you see how steep that is behind me? We've been thinking a lot about our plans for today. I think we've done 13 miles now, and we originally decided we were going to push on to Pandy, which was supposed to be 6 miles from that castle, but we're now near a village. Gosh, these Welsh names. It's called Llangattock, Lingoed. Yeah, it says there's a pub there, and apparently we just met another lady that's actually staying at that pub. I think it's called the Half Moon. So we're going to see if, I mean, it's Saturday night, so we might not be lucky, but we're going to see if we can stay there, whether it's in the bed and breakfast or if they've got space for us to pitch the tent outside somewhere. If we're not lucky, I don't know what we're going to do actually. I'll have to tell you later. We have a few ideas, but we can't think of what we want to do right now because we're a bit tired, so I'll get back to you on that one. Right now I feel like the luckiest people in the world. How lucky do you feel, Paul? You feeling lucky?
Extremely lucky.
How jammy are we? We just got to this pub. It's called the Hunter's Moon, in the little village that I was just talking about, and I rocked up and said, we're looking for accommodation. He said, oh, I'm really sorry, we're fully booked. I said, do you know if there's anywhere we can camp nearby? And he's like, yeah, you can just camp on the garden over there. How much do you want for it? Nothing. It's alright, it's fine. So now he's like, yeah, go and sit in the garden, make yourself comfortable, we'll bring you some food and drinks, and there's no showers, but you can use the toilets in the pub, it's no problem. So we're feeling super lucky right now, and relieved as well because it's been a long day. We made a plan for tomorrow to get back to the van. We're not going to be able to walk all the way back because it's just too far. So we're going to have to probably book a taxi halfway back so that we can get back to the van, because we need to swap tents. I need to pick up the one-person tent, and obviously Paul's got to get back to the van to get home tomorrow evening. So we are feeling very excited about our pint of beer and stuff. I'm going to have a good night's sleep hopefully, and start early in the morning to do the next stage. Look at that happy face. Look at this nice food.